Hey YouTube, Twig here, bringing you all an update to my Evil Hero Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile for January 2022. I've been wanting to update the Evil Heroes for quite a while now. I think the biggest problem that a lot of people were having when wanting to build Evil Heroes is just the fact that cards like Evil Hero, Malicious Bane, and Adusted Gold were just so crazily priced. But with the new Brothers of Legend set, they were given reprints. They were still kind of short print in the set, but still not as bad price-wise compared to some of the other cards in the set like Magician's Soul, but still these cards are much more readily available price-wise thanks to these reprints. So those of you wanting to build Evil Heroes can find it much more easily thanks to the set. It's a really fun deck that focuses on using some of the elemental heroes to go into your fusion summons with Dark Fusion, and can make some pretty awesome boss monsters, including the one you see here, the Evil Hero Malicious Bane. So let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So we'll go ahead and start off with the main deck for one of the new reprinted cards. We are running 3 Evil Hero Adusted Gold. You can discard this card to add 1 Dark Fusion, or 1 card that specifically lists Dark Fusion in its text from your deck to your hand, except for Adusted Gold. You're going to use this effect of Adusted Gold once per turn, and it cannot attack unless you control a fusion monster. But being able to set up Adusted Gold in the graveyard gives you options for searching out cards like your Dark Fusion or even your Dark Calling, which once you have your Adusted Gold set up in the graveyard, it can be used for the banish for this card as long as you have the other requirement in your hand. So very useful for the search. You can even search out some of the other cards as long as it has, like I said, Dark Fusion, like Evil Mind, and even the field spell, Supreme King's Castle. So with Adusted Gold, you can search out a good majority of the different spells you're running in the deck for your Evil Heroes. For some of the other Evil Heroes, I run 2 Evil Heroes, Sinister Necrom. You can banish this card from your graveyard to special summon 1 Evil Hero monster from your hand or deck, except for Sinister Necrom. You're going to use this effect of Sinister Necrom once per turn. So whether you use it for a fusion summon, if you set it up in the graveyard with Foolish Burial, once you get it there, you have easy targets to special summon out your Evil Hero Malicious Edge that you run in the deck, being another monster that can either fit the requirements for either one of Malicious Bane's fusion requirements, or going for your bigger monster, which is your Evil Hero Malicious Fiend, needing your Malicious Edge specifically for this fusion summon. I only like to run 2, though. I feel that's all you need. If you wanted to run 3, you can drop down the number of the next card I'm running, which is Infernal Gainer. This just gives you more attack power. During your main phase, you can banish this card on the field, target 1 fiend monster you control, and it can make a second attack during each battle phase while you control it. And also during the second standby phase, after this card is banished, you can special summon it back onto the field. Being an Evil Hero, it meets the requirements for a good number of other fusion monsters we're running, including Evil Hero Dark Gaia, needing a fiend monster for that summon, or even just the Evil Hero monster for Malicious Bane. So I like to run 3, but if you want to only run 2, you can try and up the number of Sinister Necrom. It gives you more special summon options and also can fit the Malicious Bane level 5 or higher requirement. But I like the option as just another 1600 attack point monster that you can summon out with Infernal Gainer, and giving that second attack to a lot of your different Evil Heroes. For more special summon options, I also run 2 Evil Hero Infernal Prodigy. This special summon, if you control no monsters, is good for your Link summon option because you can special summon out this card, then normal summon Infernal Gainer, giving you the 2 hero monsters needed for cards like your Extra Hero Infernal Devicer, which can be used to set up a lot of the different other normal monster fusion requirements in your hand for you to use for your Evil Hero plays. So 2 of this card I feel is all you need once you have that special summon. And I also run 2 Evil Hero Malicious Edge, once again one of these special summon targets for your Sinister Necrom. And if your opponent controls a monster, you can tribute summon this card with 1 card as tribute. And if it attacks a defense monster, you can inflict piercing battle damage. So you can special summon Infernal Prodigy and then just tribute out your Malicious Edge if these are the 2 cards you have in your hand, requiring meet that, and you have a 2600 attack point monster in the field. But it does also, made for the other fusions, including, like I said, your Malicious Fiend, needing Evil Hero Malicious Edge and 1 level 6 or higher Fiend type monster to summon out. For some of the other Evil Heroes we run in the extra deck, or some of the, I would say, Elemental Hero needed requirements, like Evil Hero Inferno Ring, I am running 1 Elemental Hero Avion, 1 Burstinatrix, 1 Clayman, 1 Sparkman, and 1 Wild Heart. We have, I think, 4 different fusions that use all of these different heroes, so just having the options to have these cards and add them to our hand with our Link monster, Infernal Devicer, which I'll go over when I get to the extra deck, can then lead for some easy Dark Fusion Evil Hero hero summons using these 5 monsters. I feel that the 5 are all you need because for some of our other search options, I am running 3 Elemental Hero Stratos. Stratos can search out any hero monsters, so whether you need the Adusted Gold or any of the Elemental Heroes for your plays, running 3 Stratos just gives you more and more search power available in the deck using this card, and additional options to destroy spell traps on the field if need be by having other heroes on the field. For more hero setup, I also run 2 Destiny Hero Malicious. Once again, the Link monsters aren't specific for any of the requirements that you can use to summon out these cards, so very, very useful there. And also, Malicious Bane just says a level 5 or higher monster, so if need be, you can set up Malicious in the graveyard and special summon on the field, and then there's your requirement for your Evil Hero Malicious Bane as long as you have the other Evil Hero monster. I do also like running you saw it before, the Evil Hero Dark Gaia. Dark Gaia requires a Rock-type monster along with a Fiend-type monster to summon out. So I run 2 Neospatian Granmole as the final monster in the main deck, along with just the easiest requirement. I would say you could try Nibiru. Once you summon out Nibiru, you do have that resource, giving your opponent the token after you tribute their monsters. You can use as another option with your Dark Gaia, with Dark Gaia having more of a power option, gaining the original attack equal to the combined attack of the fusion monsters used to make it, being a 3,000 attack by monster, but it's player preference at that point if you want to run Nibiru in the Evil Hero deck or stick to the Granmole once again. And that is it for the main deck monsters. We'll now move on to the spells. I run 3 Evil Mind. It's a search and setup type of card. If you control a Fiend monster, activate one of these effects based on the number of monsters in your opponent's graveyard. If it's 1, you draw 1 card. If it's 4 or more, you add 1 hero monster or 1 Dark Fusion from your deck to your hand. If it's 10 or more, you add 1 Polymerization spell or 1 Fusion spell from your deck to your hand. You can activate 1 Evil Mind per turn, but this card either can give you draw power or specific search power, depending on how many monsters your opponent has in their graveyard. It also lists Dark Fusion in its text, so it is searchable with Adusted Gold, making it all the easier of a spell card to search and then just search some more. For the fusion cards that we run in the deck, I run 2 Dark Fusion and 2 Dark Calling. The Dark Fusion, you fusion summon a Fiend Fusion from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field, and it cannot be targeted by card effects this turn. Very strong, protecting your Evil Hero monsters. Dark Calling is sort of like the Miracle Fusion card for the deck. You fusion summon from your extra deck a monster that's special summoned like Dark Fusion by banishing them from your hand or graveyard. You don't use the field, so remember that with Dark Calling like you would with Miracle Fusion, but still a very, very good card because with the Adusted Gold, you set it up in the graveyard, searching out this card, and as long as you have the other Evil Hero in your hand, you can then go for that fusion play. I also run the 1 Supreme King's Castle. I feel the 1 is all you need because, once again, this card can be searched with your Adusted Gold since it specifies Dark Fusion in its text. And you can fusion summon fusion monsters that must be special summoned with Dark Fusion other than with Dark Fusion. So you can use Polymerization using this card. And once per turn during your damage calculation, if your Fiend monster battles an opponent's monster, you can send 1 Evil Hero monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard, and your monster gains attack equal to the level of that monster sent times 200. So I do run an additional Malicious Fiend as an option to send since it's just a level 8 monster, making it so it can gain that much more power thanks to it. I don't often go into 2 in the same game, but being able to, like I said, send with this card makes it all the better. And I also run 3 emergency calls. We do run a good number of elemental heroes, so whether you search Stratos or one of these specific one-ofs that I run in the deck, emergency call definitely does come in handy for any of those searches. And also, I run 1 of Heroes Live. With this one, it gives you the special summon. We don't really use life points for much in this deck, so just another special summon option for your elemental heroes. And also 2 Polymerization. Once again, just another fusion option, whether you want to go for your evil heroes when you have your field spell set up, or many of the other, dark monsters that I have in the extra deck, you can easily go into with many of the resources we have available in this deck. I like the 2 Polymerization added in. If you didn't want to run Polymerization, you can always try Super Polymerization, just being able to use your opponent's resources if they have the rock monsters or any of the dark monsters to use along with your evil heroes, but that's player preference there. And lastly, for the spells, 1 Foolish Burial, you can set up Sinister Necrom or your Destiny Hero Malicious in your graveyard for your special summons, and 1 Reinforcements to the Army. Once again, searching out a good number of the elemental heroes that we run in the deck. And that is it for the main deck. When I move on to the extra deck, I run the 1 element. to see Elemental Hero, Evil Hero, it all runs together. But the one Evil Hero, Malicious Bane, if you want to run more copies of this card, by all means, I'll show you what cards you can take out for additional copies. It must be special summon with Dark Fusion, cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, and during your main phase, you can destroy all monsters your opponent control with attack less than or equal to this card's attack. Also, it gains 200 attack for each monster destroyed this way. Also, you cannot declare an attack for the rest of this turn except with hero monsters. You can use this effect of Malicious Bane once per turn. Destruction power, powering up this card, and limitation for the attack really doesn't bother you, since all of our monsters that we'll summon out most of the time are Elemental Hero, or sort of just hero in general. So with that, you have plenty of heroes to summon out and swing into your opponent after you destroy all of their monsters. And this card can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, so it's pretty tough to get over, having 3,000 attack and defense even. I also run the 2 Malicious Fiend. Like I said, you summon this card mostly the one time during the game, but with your field spell as a card to send, it can also set up another Evil Hero in your graveyard, meeting the requirements for the level 5 or higher monster for Malicious Bane. I also run the 1 Evil Hero, Dark Gaia, with the Grand Mole, or if you want to run the Nibiru option with your other Fiend monsters, and this card being a powerhouse at that, gaining the attack of those cards on the field, and when it attacks, it changes all defense monsters your opponent controls to attack, and any of their flip effects are not activated at the time, so any monsters they have set are stopped by this card. A true powerhouse if you get the right resources to summon it. And for the Elemental Hero, Evil Hero monsters, I run 1 Inferno Wing. This is the Avion and Burstinatrix combination card, together with it just being another powerhouse when it attacks a defense monster, inflicting piercing battle damage. And also the 1 Infernal Sniper. With this card, when it's summoned, this card cannot be destroyed by spell cards, and during each of your standby phases, inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. So it's like your Rampart Blaster, but just has to sit there in defense and inflict effect damage each turn. The 1 Lightning Golem, it just destroys 1 card in the field, and that's what make it's better than, Thunder Giant in that sense, since you don't have to discard any cards, it just targets 1 monster in the field and destroys it. And for the last one, the 1 Evil Hero, Wild Cyclone. With this card, when it attacks, your opponent cannot activate spell or trap cards, so the end of damage step, and when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, destroy all face-down spell or traps your opponent controls. A good way to clear out any cards your opponent may have on the field using this card. Very, very scary, but the combination I would say you have Clayman for 2, and then also the Burstinatrix for 2, the Avion for 2. They all work very, very well together when you have any of the combinations to make them, so that's why I like to run 1 of each. And I also run the 1 Vision Hero Adoration, just needing 2 hero monsters. We have the Polymerization option available with this card. The 1 Elemental Hero is Skuradao for the Dark monster, which are the majority of the evil heroes, along with the Elemental Hero monsters we have. 1 Elemental Hero Sunrise is in here more for the destruction plays that you can use with this card, just needing 2 hero monsters with different attributes. And for the generic Dark Fusions, the 1 Trivial Veritum and the 1 Dragos Depelia. When you can make them, if you were to run Super Polymerization, they work even better with that card as an added backup in the deck, but still very, very useful. The best link monster in the deck, I would say, is Extra Hero Infernal Devicer. If this card is link summoned, you can reveal 1 hero fusion in your extra deck. If you do add up to 2 of the fusion materials listed on that card with different names from your deck to your hand, you cannot special summon monsters the turn you activate this card except for hero monsters. You can only use this effect of Infernal Devicer once per turn. I even considered running a second copy of this card. If I were to do so, I'd take out the Dragos Depelia just as another link option for this card. And the 1 Dread Decimator for the additional hero boost power with piercing that can provide raising the attack of all your different hero monsters. As for some of the go-to plays in the deck, if you have a Dusted Gold in your hand, along with just any other hero monster, you have the Malicious Bane play right there. You'll discard the Dusted Gold and then search out a card that has Dark Fusion in its text, so you can add the Dark Calling to your hand without even summoning the Malicious Edge on the field. You can activate Dark Calling, you banish from your graveyard in your hand, so you'll banish the Dusted Gold and the Malicious Edge, and right from there you have your play to get out your evil hero Malicious Bane, a powerhouse on the field that can destroy all your opponent's monsters, and it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects itself. One of the other plays is using the Infernal Devicer, whether you use your play to summon out your Infernal Prodigy. Then if you normal summon your Infernal Gainer, you have your 2 monsters needed to go into your Infernal Devicer, just needing the 2 hero monsters to summon out this card. And when it's link summoned, you can reveal 1 hero fusion in your extra deck, so you can reveal any of the elemental hero, evil hero, fusion monsters. So depending on which one you reveal, you then, let's say you reveal the Inferno Wing, you then add the required materials for that card to your hand. So you can add your Burstinatrix and your Avion, and as long as you have the Dark Fusion play, whether it be Dark Calling, because it works with the hand as well, or your Dark Fusion, you can then use that spell card to use the 2 monsters you added thanks to Infernal Devicer to summon out that required evil hero. Using all the different specific names, I would say this Link monster is the best way to get out any of these cards, since all you have to do is reveal that card and you add the materials to your hand to use for the fusion play. And that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I've always loved the Evil Heroes, a good majority. I'm a big fan of all the different hero decks, but Evil Heroes are pretty awesome as well. And like I said, these powerhouse reprints from Brothers of Legend definitely do help for a lot of people wanting to build Evil Heroes for the longest time. And as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And Kira Twig out.